As the world marks International Fraud Awareness Week, South Africa has again been dubbed a safe haven for cybercriminals. The country is said to have the highest rate of scams perpetrated across the globe. The South African Fraud Prevention Centre's Nazia Karrim speaks to us about this. Nazia, thank you so much for your time. First, what has earned South Africa this title of being labelled as a safe haven for cybercriminals?
Hi, thank you for having me. I think right now, from our side, South Africa is actually the problem we have is our community is not actually digitally educated. They're not digitally literate. They're currently not very educated on the safety protocols when using the different types of Internet of Things and devices. And as such, they're more vulnerable to falling victim to cyber-type scams. And therefore, it's making it very effective playground for perpetrators to come and try it out on us and see if it works here. Then the likelihood of it working somewhere else is very high.
We've often heard of a spike in cyber crimes in this country as well as across the globe. But what is South Africa doing at a practical level to ensure that there is some sort of mitigation?
Well, I think the first thing that's important to know that this week is, in fact, Fraud Awareness Week. And as part of that exercise, we are helping to create awareness. So SAFPS this year is launching, or should I say has already launched, a series for Fraud Awareness Week with the key industry stakeholders discussing the various types of frauds and the impact it's having on our respective sectors, the economy, and the consumers, providing tips on how you and I can actually protect ourselves. SAFPS also has created a dedicated website for scams prevention, and it's called YIMA. As you may know, YIMA means to stop, and in Zulu and in Xhosa. And for that particular site is hoping to help consumers drive awareness and prevention by teaching them about the different types of scams and equipping them with actual products and solutions that they can use in their daily lives to help prevent themselves from falling victim. The concept is to stop, to think before you act or click on a link, and then make an informed decision.
That's encouraging to hear because the types of cyber crimes that have been occurring and emerging within the global landscape are increasingly becoming more mature in terms of individuals not being able to, from the onset, basically identify whether one is a scam or not. Is enough being done, or are authorities moving at a pace that is going to meet cyber criminals behind them, essentially, with the speed that is required in dealing with this matter?
Actually, I think our authorities are making a considerable effort to get to that point. I don't think we're there just yet. But we are definitely working towards public-private collaborations. For example, SAFPS works with the South African Cyber Fraud Task Team, which is dedicated to actually handle these kind of things. We also have specified specialists within law enforcement itself, within the Hawks unit and SAPS, dedicated to cybercrime, looking and investigating and learning, and collaboration with local and international law enforcement environments is taking place. Learnings and education and sharing of resources is helping us understand how to manage the risks. These are things, unfortunately, our current law enforcement was not trained to manage when they went to their first day of basics, so to speak. But it's definitely something that they have to now learn while they're running. And so we're looking for a collaboration between all the different public and private sectors to help upskill them.
Lastly, Nazia, to what extent are banks in South Africa the most vulnerable? Some of the scams and fraud incidents that we've seen involve major entities that are in operation within the financial landscape.
Yeah, unfortunately, the impersonation of businesses is taking on quite a front page news at this point in time. The scammers are learning the fact that we as consumers, we associate ourselves to a trusted brand, to a trusted institution, especially when it comes to our finances and things like loans. For example, you'll go to an institution that you know you've dealt with, that you know can be trusted and is working within a regulated environment. And the scammers impersonate these businesses, whether it be banks, whether it be minor financial institutions, insurance companies. They impersonate these companies, offering you these services and products, making you believe that, in fact, yes, this is the genuine solution. It's coming from a trusted entity, so you will definitely be protected. Unfortunately, I think because of that, in many cases, we are lax in actually doing our due diligence, and many of the victims are actually falling victim to losing a lot of their money because they never checked out or confirmed that that particular offering was in fact provided by that institution and not a perpetrator or a scammer.
Nazia Karrim, thank you so much for your contribution. She is from the SA Fraud Prevention Service as the globe marks Fraud Awareness Week.